Hi, I'm Shaun Pulsifer, directing 2, director of The Nobody's Prayer. So, overall, my experience, I would say, for directing was very positive. Like, I had a few challenges, and a lot of them were environmental. A lot of them, just things that were out of my control. Like, one of them is lighting. I wanted it to be dark. But yet, sunset here in Calgary right now is like at 9:40, 9:45 at night. So to get that, to get it darker how we wanted it, just felt like it was taking honestly forever. Because it's like one day we would have, it was overcast like the first day, so it seemed darker earlier. And then Saturday, when our final day of shooting, it, it was fairly sunny, not that many clouds in the sky. So it felt like the sun just was never going to get dark enough to for continuity wise from what we completed the day before. The other obstacle is my house is in a flight path of the international airport here in Calgary. And for the longest time, planes haven't been flying over my house. But yet, all of a sudden, production day, filming day, the flight path changed, especially on the Friday. Like the flight path was directly over my house because there was no wind. So Basil, who works for one of the airlines, explained that because there's no wind is the best flight path for that day. So of course we had to, even though there wasn't a lot of planes, sometimes like planes flew over at the least opportune time. Like there was, I think, one take that it's like, oh, this is gonna be so good, and then a plane flies over and it's like, nope, that's not gonna be a circle take. So we have to shoot it again because we had the sound of the aircraft flying over. And another obstacle is, was wind on the second day, because it's like wind was blowing in certain directions that was causing like some of the crew more discomfort. And it was beneficial if it flew into Ryland's face, because he did use the smoke to generate tears for the scene. So it was beneficial, but it just was a little frustrating to a degree, because there was times that actually, even audio wise, like the audio was not usable because we had a gust of wind come through or something during a specific time. So that was a challenge. But overall, like there was, I wouldn't say there was a lot of challenges. It was a very straightforward shoot, and everybody was very cooperative. They were willing to work with me, work with each other. Like half of us, like we work together anyway. We're all co-workers at Cineplex, so that was a great benefit, because some of them, haven't seen each other in months because we've been closed. But because we all work together, we're all co-workers. It worked very well, because we all know what we're all capable of, and we all are hard workers, and so that really helped, because you had that trust factor. And Ryland, my actor, he was great. Like he understood the material. It was something that we like, because it was based on my experiences. Like he had something similar, but not like exactly like what I experienced in this short, but he understood it. He embraced it. And I would say honestly he embodied it. Like as I told him, like when I asked him to do the audition piece for week 3 or week 4, like 2, week two's assignment, I couldn't finish watching it, because it just brought me to tears, because it was so real. And it was so real that to protect myself, to protect Riley, and to make sure we're all safe, I reached out to a friend of mine who lives out in Newfoundland, and to make sure, like, if anybody on the cast and crew needed to reach out to anybody to just talk, because she's an amazing coach, you know, she was there for it. Anybody who needed it to help us process, you know, whatever emotions we're going through because of the subject matter. So I mean, as a director, I felt that was important to be able to maintain the comfort as well as the safety of my cast and crew. So overall, like, as I said, like, I believe it was a very successful shoot. You know, I had no issues. I even reached out to my cast and crew to find out, you know, what their own feedback was, and it was all overwhelmingly positive. Like, the one you know, negative concern was time management. Some of them just felt that there was a lot of sitting around and waiting, because of, like, for one, because we had to wait for the sun to get to that right darkness to go down enough, and stuff. And yeah, I admit, like, for day 2, when we had the drone scene, I only needed myself, Kaylee, and Rylan. I didn't need the rest of the crew there, really, because, you know, I was flying the drone because I'm the only one that knows how to fly it. And then Kaylee was doing the ground shots, and Rylan was acting. So really, I could have asked my crew to really come like an hour later, even an hour and a half, to save their time, but I wanted to maintain consistency, and they understand that. And when I explained that, they totally understood. But, you know, they just say that was their main concern. They just thought there was just a lot of sitting around, you know, especially leading up to starting the evening. So that is an overview of my directing experience, and it's something I definitely would be doing again, and is my goal to actually shoot the project I intended to, but had to change because of restrictions.